Hey guys, so today's topic is going to be on a current, as of Tuesday, April, what is the date? 7th. What is going on with the Tucson and local housing market and insurance markets? What is happening here? And we're going to have two experts talking about the economy, both nationally and locally, and what they expect to see and what they think is going to happen. Those are in the comments. Do not miss those in the comments. If you're on your mobile device, click on the title while you're playing this video, and the comments should expand. If you're on a computer, you should be able to see them if you just scroll down. Those are important videos. Don't miss those, okay? Heather McClaren, licensed Arizona realtor with Long Realty Company, Tucson, Arizona. Welcome to the 5 at 5. Now back to housing market. What is going on here? Well, we had these strong first quarter. If you look at the end of March numbers, the beginning of April numbers, we were up 11% in closed sales and listings from the same time last year in 2019. 11% we were up. I mean, strong economy that just like, like a video game when you just hit pause and you got to run out of the room. We are on pause, right? So now here we are, April 7th, and closed sales are down, understandably, 57% today. And yesterday it was like 48% or something. I mean, it's just growing, right? Because, I mean, we're all supposed to be staying home and telecommuting. Now, we do have virtual home sales, and, well, it is virtual home sales and purchasing. And we have options to help you if you need and want to buy and sell now. And a lot of real estate's still happening, right? 57% were down. That's 43% of homes are still being buying and selling and closing every day. So we have a way to do it, but a lot of people, it's just not convenient to do it now. And it's kind of scary what's happening, right? So everybody's just taking a moment to see what happens before they move forward. 57% of people as of today. Now those listings aren't going off the market. Some of them have. I mean, like gone, but most of them are not. They're canceled, they're paused, they're temporarily off the market to come back on as soon as this is over. We're actually even working with some of the local agencies to try and set up an online component where you can see those temporarily off the market coming soon properties that you've never been able to see before. Up until now, you can only see them when they're listed and available. But we're trying to make it so you can see all that other 57% of ones that are just waiting, or some 50%-ish ones that are waiting for this to be over and for them to come back on. So I don't know if that's going to happen, but Long Realty is, and some different realty companies are working to try and see if that's possible, just so you can have more information. So we're going to check back in again next week. I'm going to get you the brief on the market for mortgage and insurance, and then I want you to check out those experts. It's really important. Another video Friday, continuing the appraisal series. So as far as the mortgage component, well, that's definitely been affected, right? We're in a national pandemic crisis. Now, if you were an investor backing some of these loans, would you want to lend people money right now to pay their mortgages and stuff? I mean, of course, investors are scared, and the economy is a little like, just like human beings are. So in terms of how this is impacting the mortgage market right now, with the federally backed loans like the Fannie and Freddie Mac, the FHA, the VA, they did, on the positive side, give some appraisal flexibility in terms of able to do exterior only appraisals. They've raised the credit score requirement, a lot of lenders. Now a minimum credit score to get a loan at a lot of lenders is 680. At Long Mortgage it's 640, but they're higher than they used to be. It's hard to get certain loans right now, right? There's less jumbo loans available. You can get them. Those are the really big ones, but they're harder to get right now. But there are still some available. Manufactured home loans are harder to get. Renovation loans are harder to get. They're doing a day of closing job verification to make sure people still have employment. And the loans where you put the least money down, like the VA where you're not putting anything down, or the FHA where you put maybe like 3.5% down, those are a lot harder to get. And sometimes people are having to buy discount points and things like that, because you can get actually a year's mortgage forbearance now on those type of federally backed loans. So investors are kind of like, well, this person has a higher debt to income ratio, they have a lower credit score, they're in a possible job where maybe it's a job that could be at risk from losing a job, and they could actually ask for a year before they even have to pay their mortgage. So it's a little scarier for investors to lend on those. But if you have a conventional loan approval, you're probably good to go if you want to purchase during the actual shutdown. Now, as soon as this is over and we get back to normal, and again, none of us know when that's going to be, right? We're watching the news and listening to the scientists like all of you. But as soon as this is over and gets back to normal, this will all probably just go back to normal in terms of lending. But I'm talking about if you want to actually purchase during this shutdown, if your goals need you to move now and you cannot wait, and you don't have a conventional loan, I would say just check in with your lender to make sure you are still qualified for a purchase now, and that the cost and everything will work for you. Also, there's some delays too. I forgot to mention that, but it's a little harder to get things done in 30 days exactly like we used to. We actually have addendums now to the contract that we like to introduce in the beginning if both parties are willing, that explain how this could take 40 to 50 days, just because title and lending officers are working from home just like your realtor is working from home. And we didn't have a year to prepare telecommunication networks from everyone's house, right? Everyone had like a week or two, and they're like running home with fax machines and stuff. Not really, we don't really even use fax machines anymore, but you know what I'm saying? This was all done on the fly. So it's gonna take a little longer to close too. So that's your just FYI from the mortgage market if purchasing during the pandemic crisis, okay? Afterwards, it's expected to just go back to normal of what it was prior, hopefully. That's the plan, that's what people are expecting. Of course, none of us know how that will be or how it will shake out, but that's the expert expectation. In terms of long insurance, you may actually qualify for some discounted rates now that you're not driving your car all the time and that you're hopefully working from home if you're able to, unless you are an essential worker that cannot telecommute. And for that, we are muchas gracias. Many thanks. Very grateful. That's your mortgage and insurance front. Now, I want you to stay tuned because we have some important videos in the comment section, again, from the head economist of leading real estate companies of the world, which does almost 25% of all the global real estate in the world. This is their head economist giving her take on the economic impact. It's the latest video of her talking, and so you do not want to miss that and how it applies to your local region. So that's some good stuff. We're part of leading real estate companies of the world. We're the only company in Southern Arizona that's part of that, and so that is how we're connected to that company. So we get those, and then we also have a head economist from the U of A, whose name you all are going to recognize, but I'm going to let that be a surprise for you. It's in the link below too. He's going to talk about how this is going to impact the local economy and what he's expecting to see once we get past this crisis, and where will our economy be then. So she's going to talk a little bit about the economy and the housing market. He's going to talk about the specific local economy, and I've given you some highlights on the local housing market, mortgage market, and insurance market for this week. We're going to be back next week. I'm going to keep you in touch and in tune so you can make the best decisions for your family. My only hope is this reduces some stress and anxiety for you so you get a sense of what's coming ahead so you can plan. I know we all have, our thoughts spinning about where this is going. And again, we're not scientists or physicians, but we are experts in this field of mortgage, housing, insurance, economy, and that's what I'm getting you. I am the housing department, but I'm going to get you this other information as well. So have a great week. We'll talk to you soon. Please stay safe out there. Stay home if you can, and take care of yourselves. Okay? Until next week. Bye. And don't forget to tune back in next week to see what's going on April 14th, because as you know, this is a quickly evolving situation.